poles here.
He could do, and actually we see Virtus.pro making their way out of Arch completely uncontested whatsoever. They've not had to fire a single bullet at any angry CTs as they wrap their way around over towards the A bomb site. Forest starts things off onto Taz as we can now see the rotation coming in. Freiburg gets dropped.
Yes, he does get right as well, falls to his death. Advantage Virtus.pro, but the Pistol Master in Forest evens things up, but that bomb is ticking. NIP need to be moving. Forest looking for the hat-trick, and all Virtus.pro have to do here is just play for time. Great stuff from Pasha.
Exist will get dropped. Alu responds onto Neo, and it's just trade frags. Forest has been able to pick up a kit, which was dropped, I believe, off Freiburg. That was earlier on, and now it's Pasha to save the day. The man of Mirage, who performed so well, including that 1 versus 3 clutch, is going to come around the corner, tries to get the kill.
Well played, Alu.
And my jaw just dropped.
That was bodyguard stuff there. He was stood in front of the diffuser. He was taking bullets for him. Great counter-strike.
You shall not pass. Well, here we go.
1-0 to the Swedes. So here we go. Forest is going to smoke just in front of that car area on Banana from CT spawn. That will allow the CTs, of course, to push down and take a bit of control. Whilst Alu holds, of course, we discussed this earlier, he's the man playing Arch.
Freiburg with the Bison in hand. 64 rounds of ammunition in that thing. You can spray for days with it and do what damage you may. No casualties as of yet. Virtus.pro just taking things slowly. We can see they've gone for force here, kind of like 4 Tech 9s, a Deagle, and armor on all players. So they do not want to let Ninjas in Pyjama take this second round here. They just want to put it right back in their faces and even things out. And who can blame them, really?
It wouldn't surprise me if they just wait for these defensive smokes and mollies to get used. Well, there's no mollies, but defensive smokes to get used up on Banana, and then maybe try and rush in with the Tech 9s up close and personal on Banana, because obviously we know how strong the Rec 9 is, and we know that it is at its best at short range, and the B bomb site is perfect for that kind of thing. But Get Right is here with the Pro 90, but Pasha with the 1D. That's a great opener for Virtus.pro, but there's still a long way to go for him.
Neo lurking over towards Arch. I think Alu knows that he's there, and Alu does have a shotgun. So this is going to be really interesting. He's just creating a bit of havoc over there. He will back away now, leaving just Freiburg on B with that P90. Still can do a lot of damage as Neo will get dropped by Exist, but in goes the push from the terrorist side over towards B, and Freiburg will fall.
Yes, he will. 4 versus 3 shotgun, M4 P90. You can't help but fancy the NIP players, especially with this P90 in hand. Exist comes in, Taz is occupying him, checks the corner, gets the frag, but Forest now all by himself, and it wouldn't surprise me here if he decided to run away.
Well, Taz is going to go hunting for him, and why not? Taz with an absolutely phenomenal round with the Tech 9. I won't make any comments about that gun, but still, let's have a look at the stats now. We've got on the screen, 58% think the Polish side will win, 42 in favour of NIP. I wonder what the crowd are thinking as well.
And the thing is, sometimes when you win the pistol round, or rather when you lose a pistol round, like Virtus.pro's case, and then win that eco round afterwards, that can actually be better for your money than actually winning the first round sometimes. And so here we go. Ninjas in Pyjamas. The CZs are out. The P250s and 5.7s are out. But Mihu now with the P90 that he picked up from the last round. And Virtus.pro, they've got to be careful because NIP, they're quality players, and they could, in a blink of an eye, do the same back to Virtus.pro, what Virtus.pro did to them.
Yeah, the war of attrition certainly unfolding here as Ali will get dropped by Pasha. AK-47, first rifle utilised here. Pasha's actually been dropped to 13 points of health, so I think he's been able to switch that out now and give his assault rifle to another player. Freiburg seeing what information he can find. But still all quiet here, just trying to seek out the opposition and see what they can do. Ninjas in Pyjamas will not be happy that they lost that last round. And have a look at Mihu here. I was just about to point him out. Great observing coming on from our friend Logan. He spotted Mihu in the top of apps here. Let's see what damage he can do as the bomb makes its way up mid.
And they've really got to do damage here, but it's great position from Forest, like Forest of old. Get Right comes in, gets the headshot onto Neo. VP know where he's lurking, so close to making it too. But Bayali will live to fight another day. Mihu, the stand-in, coming in with the P90. Exist says no. Looks like he's going to get a second kill, but there's the team kill.
Get Right's going to get smoked out, but he will push straight through. 12 points of health, and he will get punished for it. And now Freiburg in a 1 versus 2. Bayali left on only 6 points of health. Taz in a great after-plant position here in pit. Will spot Freiburg, peek round the corner, and will miss his shot. Let's see if he can capitalise on that more powerful rifle in hand. Freiburg still has the 5.7 here. He's getting knocked from all directions. Taz will take him down. The man of the match on Inferno for me so far. Taz has really been playing well. I know it's early, but still.
well, I don't know if you remember, but he got over 30 frags up against Infused on Inferno. So it definitely seems like this map gets the best out of Taz. And hopefully we will see the best of Taz come the remainder of the game. Obviously not if you're a NIP fan, but I'm sure all the Virtus.pro fans here in the audience would love to see Taz at the top of his game, because he is such a great player when he is feeling it.
He's a fan favourite, whether you're a neutral or really what team you support, in my opinion. He's just one of those guys, and in and out of game, he's a really, really nice chap indeed. Well, let's get back on board in the action. Enough about that. Mihu does take down Forest to start things off here in round number 4.
So here we go. 3, in fact 4 Ninjas in Pyjamas players here towards the B-bomb site, and Pasha might actually notice this. If they show too much flesh, he gets one at least exist through the smoke there, it seems, handing the headshot onto Pasha. And Virtus.pro now, they've realized what's going on, Chewy. They're going to stampede straight into this A-bomb site, and believe it or not, they're not going to find anyone there. But fair play to Ninjas in Pyjamas for taking that risk and stacking the B-bomb site, especially on an eco round like that. It can sometimes work for you.
Pyjamas just molotoving the back of pit there just to make sure that no players from NIP were being sneaky. The bomb will go down, and Virtus.pro have got themselves in some great after-plant positions already. We can see Pyjamas up in graveyard here. Get right, just making his way through library, checking his corners, seeing what he can find. But unfortunately, I don't think too much damage will come the way of Virtus.pro in this round. Virtus.pro extending their lead to 2 rounds. 3-1 will be the scoreline here on Inferno. Get right. Well, I thought he ate a grenade to his feet there, but it doesn't actually do any damage whatsoever.
No, ironically dodges it like Neo. By Neo, I mean Neo from the Matrix, not Virtus.pro Neo. But here we go, exist. Oh, he was hungry for that exit frag. And why not? You know, they only had pistols, they didn't have much to lose. But Virtus.pro, when you're on the T side of a map like Inferno, you're only realistically looking for around 5 or 6 rounds anyway. So for Virtus.pro to have 3 rounds so early on their T side is great for them.
Yeah, and they've got a good amount of money in the bank as well by Ali, 6.7k to his name. Taz, quite good on the money situation as well, as Ninjas in Pyjamas will buy up now. 5 M4s is the name of the game for the Swedes. Let's see if they can respond to Virtus.pro, or whether the plow will start to come into effect. Round number 5.
All rifle setup. Alu hasn't got his beloved AWP to work with. Obviously that's because money's tight. Let's see whether NIP can stop the Virtus plow in their tracks. Slow and steady wins the race. This is exactly the same sort of style I saw from Virtus.pro. Well, in fact, you were casting it with me, that we saw from Virtus.pro up against Infused. Neo there, just using that Molotov to clear out the close area to make sure no one's hiding just behind car, behind the corner.
Honestly, they've done their homework on NIP. They should do anyway. I'm sure they have, and they'll know the kind of position
Freiburg loves hiding behind that car.
Yeah, exactly my point there. Freiburg is commonly found in that position. Virtus.pro will be more than aware of that. It should be second nature to them to think about molotoving that spot. That's exactly what they did. Still no casualties as of yet, though, and that clock is ticking down. Go the smoke grenades over towards B, but it's a fake, can't I? Look at where the bomb is heading.
Yeah, yet again, Pasha on Banana all by himself, and the question at hand is who's going to make noise, who's going to execute first. Great play from Alu. 2 kills, Get Right joining in on the action as well in apps. And, well, at the moment, Virtus.pro, they're falling like flies, unless Taz can clutch a 4v1.
Yeah, Forrest needs to be careful because their money isn't great, and he's been knocked down to 4 HP. Exist will fall. Is Taz going to do some damage? He may do, but he's only got 8 seconds here, Kainai, and he hasn't got the bomb. Get Right will shut him down, and just about hold on there, but still, you said about Taz on Inferno, he performed phenomenally when we watched him on Friday.
It's not just that. Obviously, NIP want Alu to be in his most comfortable position, unless this is a full-on rifle, this tactical decision from them. So they'd be wanting to save up as much dollar as possible so that he could buy up that AWP. Yeah. But because they lost so many players there in that 4v1, it has hurt their economy, which also explains why Forest, unfortunately, only has a FAMAS.
Into round number 6 we go here on Inferno, the decider map number 3 in the first semi-final here at the Gfinity Spring Masters number 1. Exist gets spotted, gets tagged down, and he will fall to the hands of Taz there again, spotting out that player. Forrest is going to try and respond, but he's got that slightly weaker FAMAS to deal with. And unfortunately, not able to do too much here. Taz knocked down to 32, Pasha down to 37, but still the man advantage in favour of the Poles.
Well, they've actually gone back to Forest holding quad here, and Get Right was the player who went towards B, so That's very interesting from NIP. You can tell they're still not 100% comfortable with this new lineup here on Inferno, but look who it is. It's the king himself, the king of bananas, what they call him. And it's that M4 Asimov in which makes him the king. 1 from Freiburg, 2 from Freiburg. Out comes the USP. Virtus.pro now, they've got no time to go back. They're going to pick up the bomb. Taz will get the rotator, and it's now 3 on 2, but Alu is on their tail.
Alu needs to get this first frag, and he doesn't. Byali outguns him, and now it will be Forest, the last one left alive. It was Taz, you know, as we spotted, trying to go around Archside and spot that player off, but Forest, last one left alive here. He's not going to be able to do much. He fires his FAMAS in anger as Virtus.pro secure another round here. Round number 4, and Alu needed to get that kill on Byali.
He did, especially both Virtus.pro players were so low on HP as well. We saw it on the right-hand side of the screen. And they had no idea he was even coming from there. So he was staring straight at them. The Virtus.pro players had to do a 90-degree turn to look towards him. But Virtus.pro, 4 rounds already.
After 6 rounds here on Inferno, Taz, 9 kills, only 2 deaths to his name. Phenomenal performance already from that man. Let's see if NIP can respond, though, as we go into the next round. Their money is broken once again. And on the more expensive, you know, CT side here on Inferno, that is not good. Virtus.pro could really start to get that plow in motion and run away with this one.
For me, I think Virtus.pro have been able to just walk up mid and challenge the CTs on Arch and Quad far too easily and get entry frags.
Yeah.
You can't afford to let that happen, NIP. And let's see whether they are going to try and do something to counter it. It's an eco. They've stacked mid here. They've only got Freiburg here on the B bomb site all by himself. He's heard them coming in. And look at that stampede of NIP players rotating.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they rotate in time as Freiburg gets dropped straight away. The aim punch comes into play. Exist tries to do something, but again, he gets disrupted from his shots as Mihu does take him out, and it's clean sweeps coming in here. NIP will try and respond, but it's not going to happen whatsoever here. Even if Forest doesn't win his gunfight, Mihu with a really phenomenal round there. Dropped down to 3 points of health, but it doesn't matter as he picks up the kills. Virtus.pro round number 5 for them, and we can hear them shouting in the booth next to us.
Let's not forget that Mihu is a stand-in here for Virtus.pro.
Yeah. That's a big factor, especially missing Snacks on Inferno, as the analyst discussed earlier on.
Snacks. A lot of people argue he is the strongest player on this Virtus.pro side, and tense look there from Forest. Byali blows Exist to smithereens, and surely that's another great start for them. They keep getting these entries first and applying the pressure onto the ninjas.
You know, making his way up Banana will get smoked off there by, I believe that was Get Right. As the man advantage once again goes in favour of the Polish side, as you have said yourself, good sir. And I think that's actually Forest who's playing aggressively in Apster, but still Pasha with a shot through the smoke onto Get Right. And what can you say, man, really? He just does these things time and time again.
Well, he had the game of his life on Mirage. Let's see whether he can repeat that form here on Inferno. Forest has made his way towards bedroom. Mihu is close by. Not sure if Mihu will check it. Forest nails him in the head with the FAMAS. He'll pick up the AK-47. It's 4 versus 3. Pasha again on Banana, single-handedly dismantling this NIP defense. But his teammates, they're going towards Arch, and are they going to wrap round through CT, or are they going to carry on towards Quad? Forest has other ideas. Forest with 1. Taz gets the return, and now Freiburg in a 2v1.
I saw him pull off a 1 versus 3 clutch yesterday on Inferno on this large array bomb site. He's certainly got the capabilities of doing it. Can he do it again? That's a good start, but Taz gets the trade frag. Freiburg, no clutch for you, good sir. NIP lose another round, lose all of their rifles, and lose all of their money. Let's just have a very quick look at the scoreboard, because I just want to point out once again what Taz's score is. 13-2.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
What a player. And we mentioned this up against Infuse, how a lot of people were calling him out and telling him to retire. He's definitely proving all his haters wrong. And NIP here, they need to prove Virtus.pro wrong, because they've only got these pistols. Neo focusing on the action. The smoke is going to go down towards CT Spawn. And the truth be said, Virtus.pro have had a lot of success on this B-bomb site. But there's 4 NIP players here. The stack comes in yet again. It didn't work for them last time. They were unlucky. But let's see whether Virtus.pro adventure in here.
Yeah, right. Just actually peeking over the top of coils there very, very slightly as Neo dropped away. So I don't think they've spotted each other. As Get Right will fall back to ruin. Still no casualties as of yet, though. Forest the only man over towards the A bomb site of the map, as once again that bomb makes its way down. Banana here.
Taking their time, Virtus.pro playing very passive. They know the damage these pistols can do, but they have picked the right bomb site for NIP at least here, but surely you still expect the AKs to do the work. Do the work is what they have done, unless Freiburg can get a second. The answer to that question, though, is unfortunately no, and Forest falls as well.
Pasha has really been impressing me here. Again, the analyst talked about this player, but even with a rifle in hand, he's still been doing considerable damage with it. He's one of those players that obviously preferring to use the AWP if he can pick it up, but still at the same time, it doesn't look like he needs it. They've got plenty of money in the bank. Taz with 5-figure sums of dollar, and they don't pick up the AWP because they don't need it here.
He's such a great complete player.
Yeah.
Similar to Snacks is as well. Snacks is phenomenal with the AWP, and he's a great rifler as well. And that probably is why he's their secondary AWPer. And even Neo, we discussed this on Nuke, Neo's a very, very competent AWPer as well. So a lot of versatility available in this Virtus.pro side. That smoke gave away the Finns' position. Alu falls to his death, and there's the defensive smoke coming out from Virtus.pro, but Forest in a great position to capitalize here.
Another entry frag from Virtus.pro. How many times have we seen them do it? Forest is going to try and change things up, in the X-ray mode lets us know where the T's are. Unfortunately, it doesn't for Forest. He backs away over towards mid. Pasha still at the bottom of Banana here. As we can now see, I believe that's actually Exist, who's going to be the crucial man to try and stop this. He's in pit. Forest finds one. Down goes Pasha. We're into a 4-on-4.
4-on-4. They know where Exist is hiding. He's done very, very well to run down the clock so far, but the Virtus.pro armies are closing in, especially when they keep playing like that. Great play from Neo. Great play from Mihu. 2 kills apiece there. And Virtus.pro slowly dismantling this Ninjas in Pyjamas side, and they've got 8 rounds on this T side of Inferno.
And we're only heading into round number 11 here, Kyanite. This has got the potential to go further, much further, especially considering the fact that NIP now are on another eco, and I did point it out earlier on, but I'm going to point it out again here.
That's the cruel money system in this game.
Well, talking about money, $8,000 is on the line in this game.
Pasha with the entry yet again onto Freiburg. Defensive smokes going out, but Virtus.pro here, Chewy, they know they've got plenty of time to play with, and they're probably going to go back and favour the A bomb site, if you ask me, due to what those AKs have to offer them. But look at this pop flash.
It will work. Wiley gets dropped down to the hands of Forest, but Neo getting aggressive, and he's confident man, and it's worked for him. 2 kills onto Forest and Exist. We're left now onto a 3-on-2 situation. Alu has been able to pick up the AK-47. He is in apps at the second. He will make his way round towards Balcony. Is Get Right, tries to get the kill and fails. They're wrapping CT spawn, and Alu with the rifle is going to be completely useless here for a bit. And Kyanite, you've got to wonder whether he just is going to try and save this thing and look for a few exit frags.
I think Get Right might be asking the question right now, how on earth did they get arch control? Because we saw the way that Get Right was jumping. He was not expecting them to be there, and Alu was on that larger A bomb site. So again, maybe communication issues, because Alu doesn't know Swedish too well. Look at the bright side, though, for the Ninjas in Pyjamas. That's all they can do. That's all we can do at this current moment in time. He's picked up an AK-47. He's got a CZ. He's still got a smoke and armor, so it's not that bad for him. If he can save it, then it might be okay, but realistically, Virtus.pro 9 rounds on T-side Inferno. Is there any way back into the game for NIP? Never say never, but come on.
I never really like to call these things out, but Get Right score. He needs to pick up his game a tiny bit. We know that he can darn well do it, and I know that I keep pointing out Taz's score, but it's just getting higher. We've played 11 rounds, Kyanite, and he's died twice. And this is against NIP on the CT side of Inferno. I don't think we can really emphasize that enough.
So how are the Ninjas going to try to modify things here on the CT side? Because they definitely need to. Alu with that AWP finally making his mark on this game. There's the second as well. And are Ninjas in Pyjamas going to fight back into this? This is what we need. More aggressive Counter-Strike. We need them to put their foot down on this game.
Changing the pace and getting rewarded for it here as they get the first 2 initial frags onto by Ali and Neo. Alu has been knocked down to 14 points of health for his trouble as Taz gets smoked out there and will not push through aggressively, and a good decision from that man. He's already tagged down to 54. Now Virtus.pro need to decide what they want to do here. They do have time to play around, but look at the amount of Molotovs or incendiary grenades that NIP have got here to slow down any pushes. They've got 4 between all 5 of them here. With 52 seconds left on the clock, Taz is going to make his way out of Boiler.
He is, and question at hand is, has he gone unnoticed? Did Exist spot that, or was he not looking there. Alu's fallen to a more passive position. You can't afford to miss them shots, Alu. And now at 4v3, this might be doable if someone can frag Get Right. But fair play to Get Right. He's rotated at a great time, but the bomb is in fact going B.
Taz will drop. That's only his third death here on Inferno. The bomb is still going to head in towards B. They've got no time to change now to Virtus.pro. Pasha, is he going to be able to find one? Still no kills as of yet. The flash grenade comes in as Get Right improves his kill to death ratio with 2 quick frags. NIP finally put up a fight here, Karnite. That's their third round, but the best that they can hope for here on Inferno in this first half is only 6 rounds, and they will not be happy with that.
They're on the floor right now, knees and hands on the floor, slowly creeping their way back into this game. Hey, look at it this way. If they get 9-6, if they get the next 3 rounds and win the pistol on the T side, then who knows? Let's look at the bright side.
But still, you know, Virtus.pro with 9 rounds cannot really give them enough gratitude for their performance here on Inferno. What we would give to see another close game here, though. We've had some phenomenal maps so far between these 2 squads, and we really would love to see it continue here. 1 AWP still in the hands of Alu, though.
Yeah, but Virtus.pro, this is the problem with Alu. He keeps on playing the same position. We saw him do it at Katowice, and Virtus.pro know exactly how to counter it. The smokes are going over, mollies to clear out areas, and it seems like they're going to throw all their eggs in one basket here and execute towards this A-bomb site where they'll have 3 CT to try and deal with. The guns are blazing. Alu's pulling the trigger on that AWP. 2 from Alu. Can he make it a hat trick? No, he can't. In comes the headshot, and they're rotating through CT to B.
This is a good idea, and they will get spotted. Too late for Freiburg, though, as he will get dropped. Exist with 1, Get Right with another. 4-9 now in favour of NIP. Let's have a look at the economy here for Virtus.pro. I think that's was that Taz right at the bottom who's still in 5 figures? Yeah, it is Taz. He's got about 10k there, so he's going to be able to drop for the rest of his squad, who are relatively low. And this is the first time we see the AWP coming out for Pasha on the T side. What do you think about that decision?
Well, they want to try and change things around. To be honest, I'm sure they're not going to overthink that decision. They've got 9 rounds already.
I wonder if it's because Alu's starting to wake up with his AWP a bit.
Yeah, of course. The battle of the AWPers. So let's see who ends up winning it this time round. Alu peeking mid. Oh, caught a glimpse of Pasha. Pasha dodged out the way. And still, no victor of that battle just yet.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge goes Pasha as he escapes that AWP shot. No casualties as of yet, though. Neo just down to the Tech 9 as the smoke grenades still rain in to just prevent any pushes from the Polish squad. But they will already be phenomenally happy with the half that they've had here on Inferno. Alu gets smoked off. We've got just under a minute left on the clock here, Karnite, but a slow round so far in round number 14.
The NIP haven't given them any breathing space on A. They haven't been able to get an entry frag, so it's no surprise that they have dedicated back to Banana, trying to use Pasha. He peeked CT spawn, now he's going to try and peek the bomb site and coils, and he might actually catch a glimpse of Freiburg if he's careful enough. There's 30 seconds now, all the Virtus.pro players are here, so surely they're going to dedicate now. Freiburg
in a crucial spot. He's going to move away as the Virtus.pro players sneak forward. 23 seconds left. It's definitely going to be a B. In comes the push, and all havoc will ensue over towards B as Get Right starts things off.
Yes, he does. Freiburg hiding in the corner. He's spotted so many heads, but he's failed to hit any. He's on 5 points of health. Bayali with 1. Neo as well with a Tech 9. Exist will stop the flank, but it's still 2 versus 2. Alu missing an AWP shot yet again. And all Virtus.pro have to do here, Chewy, is just hide.
Well, hiding is not going to be the case for Neo as he gets dropped off the map. Taz now the last one left alive, and with his performance so far, who would put it past him to get this clutch? He's got 1. Will he get Alu here? Alu to try and save the day. He's tagged, but the clock is ticking. Alu has a kit, but he's got that long-scoped rifle in the AWP. He pushes round. The clock is still ticking here. Taz wasting time. Will Alu get the shot? He misses, and he is punished for it. Taz extending on his phenomenal performance here on Inferno. 10th round for Virtus.pro.
Well. 19 frags already from that man, and feel sorry for Neo. He hasn't really had much to do, has he? Taz has been doing all the work, and fair play to Virtus.pro. NIP, they've been set back yet again, but it's the final round. They've got to buy up as much as they can. Forest with that Pyjamas, and let's see whether they can at least make it 10-5. Oh, Taz, again.
Another entry frag, and it's the AWP down. Alu he's dropped the last man in round number 14 in the first man, in round number 15 here. So another entry goes in favour of Virtus.pro. They've got the man advantage, and they've got the confident advantage as well, really. The mental game advantage, I think, at this stage. They're just on fire, Kyanite.
NIP looking to change things round and go aggressive at mid. Forest has picked up Alu's AWP and will chop off the head of Michu with it. Now Virtus.pro just playing this cool, calm and collected, just taking their time, wait and see if NIP will make another mistake. But they've had a lot of success, Chewy, on the B bomb site. They had the success there in the last round. It looks like we might see a repeat of exactly what happened in the last round.
They've had a lot of success just on the T side as a whole, really, obviously getting 10 rounds on the board. Let's see if NIP can respond. They need this last round here. There's a big difference, in my opinion, in just the mental game of things between 10-5 and 11-4. Pasha going to try and scope in with that AWP. They're getting burnt to a crisp here. Pasha down to 23 as Freiburg starts things off. Freiburg gets 2. Nice headshots with the M4. Will it be enough?
Forest, it's going to be difficult for him to retake this with an AWP. It's so large, it's not versatile enough, but Taz, the Tasmanian Devil, hits the ground, and so does his comrade in battle in Pasha. But Virtus.pro still 10 rounds on the T side of Inferno here. Realistically, you expect the scoreboard to be the other way round.
They look quiet to the NIP squad there. Virtus.pro quietly confident. They know that they've done a good job on their T half, but the game isn't over yet, Kyanite. GGs have not been called.
No.
And we can see yesterday one of our friends with a Go Ninja sign in the crowd just to try and spur them on. It seemed to have worked yesterday against Property. Will it work again here today? We will find out. But we do not waste any time here on Championship Sunday at Gfinity. Straight back in with a pistol round. The last pistol round in this first semi-final match.
Here we go. NIP, it's crucial they win this one. It's not even a choice for them, really. Failing to win it could see Virtus.pro so early on in this second half be 3 rounds away from actually emerging victorious. Not just here on this map, but the game as a whole.
Yeah. Neo is going to be in a crucial spot here to try and stop this push coming in from Ninjas in Pyjamas. The rotation will come through from Virtus.pro, and they're actually going to wrap down mid as well. 3 of them, in fact, to catch them off guard from behind. Yeah, right, he's going to be able to spot that, though, and look at him. He's lurking even in the pistol round. Down goes Pasha. The Glock spray comes through, and Taz will get dropped as well before eventually Byali does get the trade frag. And the bomb's been planted.
Well, 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 so far so good for the Ninjas. Exactly what the doctor ordered for them, unless Miku and Neo have their say. Miku comes in, has his head chopped off, and now Neo in a 1 versus 2. The bomb's ticking. NIP, great after plant positions here, and really the best Neo can hope for is an exit frag. He's not even going to get that. Well played, NIP.
Well played, NIP indeed, and they completely shut Neo off there. He was the only player initially on that B bomb site. Then we saw 3 wrap round through mid, and if Get Right hadn't have done his phenomenal job of just staying in that little kind of cubby area down Banana and holding on to that spot and being able to pick up those 2 Glock kills, that really could have turned in favour of Virtus.pro. Wasn't to be the case, though. 10-6 is the scoreline.
Expect NIP now to bring the scoreboard back to 10-8. Obviously, Virtus.pro, more expensive CT side, providing we don't see Virtus.pro eco NIP. All should be good if you're an NIP fan, but here we go. Exist with the Galils. 2 UMPs coming out from Alu and Forest, whilst Get Right is playing around with his P90. Forest comes in. There's the first. Exist looking for yet another, spraying and praying. Out comes the USP, but no frag just yet, and there it finally is. NIP, as expected, no casualties yet, but they're going to get the bomb down, and should be good for him.
Neo gets his head knocked off as Miku does push out of library, but will get stopped in his tracks as Aloe confirms the round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 7-10 is the scoreline as we now go into round number 18 here. Kyanite, and slowly but steadily, NIP are trying to bring this score back in their favour, but let's not forget, this is Virtus.pro, and they're on the more favoured CT side now.
Yeah, NIP did really, really well that last round to lose as least players as possible, and it allowed, for example, Forest to keep that UMP. Alu's now brought up a Mac 10 and Exist, and Get Right, of course, to keep their weapons as well, so it'll allow them to conserve a little bit of the dollar for the forthcoming round. But here we go. Taz, so aggressive here.
I like it, changing up the pace, and I'm not sure if he was spotted there, but all the same, NIP are going to make their way out once again through the arch side of the A bomb site. Byali smoked off in Boiler, will get taken down by Get Right as Forest does take down Pasha. And now Ninjas in Pyjamas need to decide what to do. Taz actually made his way right through second mid there to T steps, I believe. Freiburg was more than aware of it, though, and did take him down, so still no casualties for the Swedish squad. As Mihu pushes through, nice headshot there. Will he get the second? No, Alu trades him out. Neo now left alive in a 1 versus 4. Still, we haven't planted the bomb.
Nope, but it should be fine. NIP most likely going to dispose of him with ease with that AK-47, but no, he's going to deal a little bit of damage to him as well. But NIP charging on, and this is it, Chewy. Virtus.pro win this one, then the game is still sort of floating in the air. NIP win this one, Virtus.pro, their money will be gone, and they might even make it 10-10.
Well, I hate to steal your phrase, but I'm going to have to here. This is the round where we see men versus boys turn into men versus men. It's 5 M4s coming out from Virtus.pro here. Still a Pro 90 in the hands of Get Right. Let's see if he can spray and pray and do some big damage with that. First full rifle round of the second half of the last map here.
They're going to run straight into Taz, who's had one heck of a game so far. Exist gets the return kill by Ali. He played so well against Infused and Cloud9 in this pit area. Let's see whether he can do it again.
He's in a crucial spot. They try to get the Molotov down there, but he docks and gets himself out of the way there, excuse me, as Alu and Get Right will fall now, and it's all going to be left up to Exist as soon as Virtus.pro get their rifles in hand. They just seem to stomp all over the Swedish side. Exist will fall. Taz, the only casualty. Virtus.pro once again just try and extend their lead because NIP did win a couple of rounds in a row there, obviously, and they have had bomb plants as well. Their economy's okay. They will be able to buy here.
It's really, really good defensive smokes as well from Virtus.pro. The second they realized that NIP were most likely going to be pushing that A bomb site, we saw Bayali in pit. He assumed that there could have potentially been a terrorist in apps looking to flank. So what does he do? He puts a smoke down, which allows him to watch a different spot. Great play from Virtus.pro.
Virtus.pro now 5 rounds away from taking the win here, not just on Inferno, but in this best of 3 series and advancing through to the grand finals to face up against either the French side of Envious or the North American side of Cloud9, which will be the second semi-final match on this main stage here at the Gfinity Arena in Fulham Broadway, London.
This is what we like to see a lot from Virtus.pro. They love smoking the bottom of Banana from CT Spawn and pushing all the way down to take control of Banana. If they can put one person at the bottom of Banana and cut it off, it then allows them to dedicate an extra man to the larger bomb site. But now they've fallen back, they've gotten a little bit more passive. Banana's now in the hands of NIP, and they're probably going to try and utilize it.
Freiburg, the king of Banana, the initial man to go through. And I actually am seeing more often Exist being the first man through Banana on this B-bomb site, especially yesterday. And a couple of times at Katowice, I believe, as well. He was entry fragging on this B-bomb site and doing a good job of it. Let's see, though, how they get on as they make their way through now towards the B-bomb site. Get Right, heavily tagged, 6 points of health. They're going to smoke off this area as Michu actually tagged his own player there. But still, NIP are on the site. Just have a look at this quick rotation coming in from Virtus.pro, though. Yeah,
nobody's fallen to the floor. But Virtus.pro, they've got one heck of a retake on their hands. They're not, in fact, going to send anyone towards Banana, despite the fact that Get Right's watching it. And Virtus.pro, the question at hand now is, are they actually going to do a timed push in? Are they going to throw the smokes in and flashes in and try and retake it together? Or are they going to run in one by one? Because at the moment, that's exactly what they're doing. And NIP saying thank you very much. It's like deathmatch for them. 11-8, game on.
2 frags for Alu. Nice work from NIP. A couple of players dropped low, but who cares, eh? And how many times do we see it when we see the quick rotation coming in from Virtus.pro and absolutely no casualties on that B bomb site? Everybody just smoked off, and the bomb goes down uncontested. Well, it worked for NIP. They stopped the push, and they've punished Virtus.pro down to pistols for the poles.
Well, that's the thing when you're a CT, particularly when Neo had the silenced M4 and only had 20 bullets.
Yeah.
He couldn't really take them all on, so sometimes you just have to admit defeat on that B-bomb site, fall back to ruins, and just wait for your reinforcements to come in.
And it was really important for Get Right to stay alive there because he was tagged so low. On the ball of NIP, they will get 3 frags here to start off. Of course, this is an eco for Virtus.pro, so they're just hoping to maybe try and take a couple of rifles off this NIP squad as
you could see Taz
trying to be sneaky beaky. He will get spotted. He's still going for it, and why not? Hey, with the performance that he's been putting up on this map, no danger there, but he will back away just with the nick of his life. 28 HP for that man as NIP now at the top of mid make their way over towards that A-bomb site.
Yep, it's a game of exit frags now, unless Virtus.pro can produce something special. And produce something special is what they look like they're trying to do. It's all down to the man in form at the moment in Taz. But a bullet will enter his cranium. 11-10, and you know what? I'm not going to lie, some of us wrote the ninjas out, but this is the nit magic you were talking about.
Mr. Observer, or Logan as we better know him, can we just have a look at the scoreboard? There we go, I don't even have to ask for it, he already knows. We can have a look at the half here. 5 rounds going for NIP and only 1 going for Virtus.pro, and you can just see from that alone on your screen the way that things are switching. And have a look at the score for NIP, it's starting to even out across the board. Mihu with York will miss his shot, and he's got to back away.
So unfortunate there, it could have allowed Virtus.pro to get an important entry frag to tilt the numbers in favor of Virtus.pro, but here we go. NIP, they've had success on this smaller bomb site with loads of smokes to cut off the angles, but Neo is hiding in the fountain. He's swimming with the fishes. Bomb's gone down. Pasha has been spotted as well, and this retake is gonna be tough.
They failed it last time. Will they fail it again here? Forrest just ducking his head down. Neo still swimming, trying to see what damage he can do, but none will be the case as he goes to sleep in the pond. The last 3 players for Virtus.pro left over towards A. They just need to save these M4s here, especially as Pasha is so low. Byali actually with the FAMAS, their apologies. NIP right back in the game, man. Like, they're looking good here. This is all even. Virtus.pro are on that more even side, but NIP, I think it's fair to say, they've stopped the plow.
One of the ways how Virtus.pro looked so good against Cloud9 was they'd smoke the bomb with Banana. I know I always talk about this, but they need to take as much map control as they can here. And this is very, very unlike Virtus.pro's normal style of play. And if you go back to Katowice and actually create heat maps, what you'll actually notice is, up against the likes of Fnatic and Ninjas in Pyjamas, Virtus.pro on a map like Inferno on the CT side do actually play Banana more passive. But it's a force buy coming out from them now, but I still want to see them just try and play their own game, not to try and overthink this, because individually they've got quality players.
Well, have a look at this from Taz. He's going to be able to pick up 1, and his trades frags all over the map here. Byali's going to be able to take down 2, in fact, with the FAMAS. He's not very, very low, and now we're in an even situation, but considerable damage done, considering the force buy by Virtus.pro.
Yeah, Neo will pick up that AK-47, and he's got a molly as well. So that's, of course, something he could utilize. But look at that positioning from Get Right. Definitely gets his positioning right. And NIP are on the verge of finally taking the lead here.
I love that little spot from Get Right there. We actually saw T-Sac from Infused using that quite a lot the other day, but all the same, Alu finishing things off here on the A-bomb site now, securing another round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. And I believe this is the first time they've taken the lead since winning the first pistol on the first round of this map. Am I correct in that, or have I got this completely wrong? Because Virtus.pro ecoed them straight back, didn't they?
They did. But the thing is, even if NIP lose this round, and then it's even Steven again at 12-12, NIP have won so many goddamn consecutive rounds, and they're on the cheaper T side, that the Swedish bank right now is looking incredibly rich.
Well, this is it, round number 24. Only 6 more rounds possible here in normal time. This game, again, could have overtime written all over it, and I mean, come on, guys. Who would love to see an overtime match here, because it would be pretty darn phenomenal. Neo's going to get tagged there by Freiburg, loses that out, tries to get sneaky and a bit clever down Banana, but it will not work. Entry frag, again, goes in favor of NIP.
And Neo was just a player with the 5-7, so he was there at the bottom of Banana, perhaps to get a little bit of information for Pasha. He returns it, and that's an important frag for the Poles. It's not over until the Fat Lady sings. Exist, hungry to get a frag here on the B-bomb site, but you know what? It's a fake. Or are they going to walk through CT spawn again? Where's Alu? Oh, not Alu. Wrong side.
It's all good.
Where's the arch player? He's rotated. It was Pasha.
Mihu does take down Exist, though, who was coming down Banana, and it's a 2-2 split now. 2 on B, 2 on A from the CTs. 32 seconds left. Mihu could be aware of this, and he has shut this push down single-handedly. 1 kill onto Forest, 1 kill onto Get Right, and the stand-in has saved the day for Virtus.pro.
He has, unless Alu. There's Alu. Finally found him.
Finally found him, mate. It's all right. It's been a long weekend.
They're going to let him plant, which will give him that extra bit of dollar. Because, of course, you do get that small financial boost after planting and losing the round. But Virtus.pro, they've tied things up now at 12-12. 4-man from Mihu.
It was really important there for Virtus.pro to hold on to those rifles, let alone win the round, because again, look at their economy, it's really not great. So the fact that they were able to hold on to 3 M4s is really crucial, and now we see the AWP going in the hands of Alu. Let's see what damage he can do with it as we head into round number 25. Carnite, we are all even here. Both teams 4 rounds away from progressing through to the grand finals.
I'm glad that last round they noticed that someone had potentially gone through Arch to CT spawn, but Here we go. Alu, hungry for the entry frag. This is something Makelele was so good at doing, which I hate to say it, I don't think he's exactly replicated that kind of form, Alu, or that kind of style. They both have two different, very different AWPing styles, and to be honest, I think at this current moment in time on the T side of Inferno, NIP would probably prefer Makelele's more aggressive style right now.
You will see. Yet to find out how he does utilize the big green gun here on Inferno. And there's your answer. Takes down Pasha.
Proving me wrong. I like it.
Hashtag Caster's Curse, eh? That's what we like to see. Alu peeking round over towards Archie. We'll find a second player there. Down goes Mihu, the man of the last round, as Exist in top up. There's actually two players in pit here, so he needs to be very careful if he peeks out. He finds one, sprays down, as Bayali will get burnt to a crisp from Get Right. Taz responds on to Get Right, though, but Exist instantly trades him out, and this has been a much better performance in this last round compared to the last one from NIP. Really, Neo's just got to save that M4. No chance whatsoever that he's going to be able to push into B and push into A even, sorry, and penetrate the site.
Yeah, Virtus.pro falling like flies, and NIP yet again so close to taking the lead, just waiting for the round to finish. And really, it's phenomenal counts right from Ninjas in Pyjamas. We go on and on and on about this being a CT-sided map, but this is the thing about these teams. They honestly make the impossible come true. They make dreams come true. In NIP, do you think they can do it?
Well, who knows? I think both teams can still do it here, and I seriously cannot give a prediction whatsoever. Oh, I think they just caught each other there, and actually, although the camera switched away from it, Neo did get the frag there, so one rifle going down for NIP. I don't think it's going to bother them too much in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, they really would have liked to have get that M4 away from Neo, but Virtus.pro are broken. Alu's still got that AWP, and I know we've been talking about him, saying he's been a bit up and down and everything, but he's top fragging here, I believe, at the second for NIP, so a good performance from him so far. Opened up that A-bomb site for them in round number 25. And let's see.
Well, that's the thing about Alu. Somehow he just finds something right when he needs to step up at his most. But Taz deals a lot of damage there. Get Right nails Bayali in the head as the poles fall like flies. Forest on 1 point of health could potentially be an easy target for the poles, but Pasha and Michu only with P250s.
They're in a really difficult spot here. Neo's going to try and spray down, but Pasha will go down to another AWP shot from Alu. You can see that's going to be Michu going down once again to Alu. He's really having a great map here, and it doesn't matter that Forest is on one single point of health. Neo was able to save that M4 from round number 25, and he's got to save it here in round number 26.
It's like watching Alu up against Fnatic at the Katowice finals.
And again,
I don't know where he finds this form suddenly on the T side of Inferno.
I think we've just got to take a split second here to realise what's gone on. It was a 10-5 scoreline to Virtus.pro.
On the T side.
On the T side of Inferno at the half. Freiburg will go down, and now suddenly we're in round number 27. Virtus.pro, since that half-time mark, have won 2 rounds, and NIP are 2 rounds away from taking the series. I'm baffled, my friend, baffled.
You're watching NIP. Did you expect anything else? Here we go. NIP 14-12. Like Chewy said, 10-5 down on the more favoured CT side here on Inferno, but at the moment it's been an absolute masterclass on how to play the T side of Inferno.
It's been a masterclass on how to keep your head in the game. They could have very easily dropped and been out of the game after losing so much so that they did in that first half, and NIP didn't drop their heads at all. Still Virtus.pro in with a shot here. Come on, we've got to get behind the Polish as well, because I just want to see this game go into overtime personally. I don't mind who wins. I just want to see it go right to the distance. Alu's in Boiler.
In Boiler, but he's got to check that corner to the right of him where Bayali is hiding. Normally he plays in pit, but he's changing it round. A dynamic defense, and Alu with the kill. That could be huge now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. He's close to getting a second as well. Taz, the other player on this A-bomb site. Neo creeping through the smoke at B. The bomb's been dropped at T-step, so NIP, they still haven't dedicated anywhere, but Neo knows he needs to get a return frag. Exist falls down, and this round could seriously go either way here. 4 versus 4. Alu now in top of the apps area over towards balcony. He's going to make his way out, and we can see that Taz is just the other side of this smoke. Get Right needs to pick up this kill on him. Look at how close they are. Taz actually heard it back away there. Forest is going to take down Neo, though, who was already tagged. And have a look at this rotation coming in from NIP. Taz is going to try and catch it out as Alu peeks out suddenly. Alu gets another one here, and it's all on the hands of Mihu. A phenomenal play from Alu, looking to make it 3. Freiburg comes in, and the Ninjas in Pyjamas on the verge of pulling off the comeback. And you look at them on the camera. Look at them on the camera. They're as calm as a cucumber. They're as cool as a cucumber. How do they do it?
I just got nerd chills right down my spine. Literally, I just felt it go everywhere as our friend again with the Go Ninja sign stands up in approval of the performance from Ninjas in Pyjamas.
I get hyped up in bloody games of matchmaking, and they're...
Let alone casting this. What a pleasure it is to cast as Exist starts things off. Is that the last time we will see Neo in this semi-final? We will see. It's a really horrible bye coming in for Virtus.pro.
It looked like they were down and out, but NIP, 2 more poles left to drop. But Pasha, the last line of defense here on the B-bomb site with the Swag 7. He's going to get one. Get right, hungry to return it. And Forest comes in, and NIP edging closer and closer to what is probably one of the best comebacks in CSGO history.
I haven't seen anything like this in a while, and what a pleasure, as I said before, it is to cast. Taz now the last one left alive. With that CZ75 in hand, he will find Forest. Will he get the kill? No, he will not! Ninjas in Pyjamas, proving their worth, showing why they are one of the best teams in the world. They do not go down.
It's great to see that they.
Oh my God!
It's great to see they're over the moon with it.
Yeah.
I think it's
smile.
I think it's
the smile. That's it.
I think it's relief more than anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you see Exist smile, you know it's a rare smile.
Yes, exactly.
But congratulations to Ninjas in Pyjamas. Congratulations to all of us as a